Today's something just a little bit different than normal. Nick Young and I did some video content while I was in North Carolina for some classes, and my microphone didn't get paired with the receiver, but Nick's did. So you can still make out the audio, you're basically hearing Nick well, and with me, I'm just getting picked up from Nick's microphone while I stand in proximity to him. So the audio is not perfect. I apologize for that. But the options were either just try to salvage it and use it as is, or just delete it. And I thought it might make for interesting content, so I'm going to use it anyway. So apologies for the audio issues, but hopefully you find the content useful. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it below, and I will try my best to answer them.
Well, hanging out on the range, and I thought today's a good day to answer listener questions.
Yeah,
This
why
one's
not?
a doozy. I have a question about the black pacer. I watched your video. You listed it. You said the black pacer is a crutch. What are some of the things to look out for to know when to phase it out? I use the black pacer in live fire as a marker and make them on my dry fire targets. It's been helpful, but I don't want to pick up a bad habit.
Mm-hmm. I think you know when it's you'll know when it's a crutch that when you take it away, if you can no longer like engage these targets like you've been with the black paster on there, or you're getting dramatically different results, you, sir, are using it as a crutch. And I think that you've been using it for the wrong thing
Yeah,
the whole time.
let's associate this with training wheels.
Yes.
So let's say you put training wheels on to help you understand how to ride the bicycle or how to look at the middle of targets, how to direct your attention to the middle of the target.
Yep.
At some point, you can't use training wheels your whole life. At some point,
No.
they have to come off.
Yep.
So you can take the training wheels off and just see what happens. So in training, and then I find out I crash the bike or I'm looking at the whole brown target, then maybe I put them back on for a little bit. I think you kind of go back and forth. The long-term goal in my brain is that you shouldn't have a strong preference one way or the other, but it's a good way to kind of get you to start looking for those small spots in the targets.
Great. Yeah, like exactly like you said, like it's basically showing you what target focus should look like and how you should be looking to the targets. It's not really there for you to keep it there the entire time and just look for black spots. It's like it's showing you, yes, you need to look that small on every single target. And I think that's kind of where it becomes a crutch. Like if you just leave it there and go like, yep, I can hit all these black spots. Like
And
that's cool.
there's sometimes I like using it. Marksmanship fundamentals,
Sure.
for example. So doubles or the reactive shooting, especially doubles. Let's say you want to look at a small point. Maybe people think be familiar with the doubles drill by now, but I'm basically aiming the gun or grip it in a gun way I deem to be acceptable. Shooting a rapid fire pair, let the gun quiet down, a rapid fire pair. Well, if you're target focused on that black pacer, it's more telling what your dot does.
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll see like, oh no, it's really going way low, way left. All of a sudden I notice I'm watching the dot and I end up at the point no longer even looking at the black paster. I end up way high on the target.
For sure.
So that'd be a good kind of way to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's
surprised you knew that.
Are you impressed?
Very.
I couldn't tell you the whole song. I just know that part. It's Ice Cube, right?
Yes.
Good. I wanted to verify. I'm pretty sure I know this. I should not even validate it. I'm pretty sure that's right. No, so anyway, it's a good way to like check. Are you target focused? Are you seeing an issue?
Mm-hmm.
Which way is how's the sight behaving? Is it going to where you think it's going?
Mm-hmm.
And the black pacer gives you a good reference point to do that drill.
For sure. Yeah. And I think, again, the only time I think it's problematic is when you just leave it up there all the time. And you're not using it as a tool. You're just using it because Joel said to put a black paster on the target.
Well, it's super helpful. But then when you do a match or a competition or a standard or a qual or classifier, whatever test you're doing, it's likely not going to be there.
No.
So at some point you have to take the training wheels away. But I think kind of alternating back and forth and doing some training without, some with, and kind of using it as a tool is quite valuable.
Yeah, and like one of the ways I actually use it in classes as a tool, if we put up say 4 different targets, 2 open targets, 2 partials, each person gets 4 different targets, right, to transition off of, and we're looking at confirmation levels and aiming strategies on the targets. I will use the black pasters just to show people where to aim on the target.
Sure.
So if we have like a slasher or something like that, just aim like high in the alpha but away from the partial.
I like that.
right? So it's like I'll stick it up where it's like, hey, just look right there. That's the spot that you would want to aim, or that would be the aiming strategy that you would want to use on that particular target.
Yeah. The other valuable part is on the same type of thing like I was talking about doubles. On reactive shooting,
Mhm.
you could see if the sight's returning low or one-shot return.
Yep.
You do a one-shot drill where you press the trigger, and you kind of just observe, does the sight go below your aiming reference every time, or does it bounce right back to where you're looking?
Yep.
But it's a good diagnostic tool also to see what your sight's doing. Or like, are your eyes bouncing there? Is that sharpen and focus? Whatever. There's a million different ways you could use it, but it just can't be there all the time.
Yep.
So
Agreed.
what I say is, like this person, to answer his question directly, he's saying at one point, is it going to be a habit? He doesn't want to pick up bad habits. So basically he's asking, when does he stop using it?
Yeah, to me, it's like as long as you're using it as a tool and you understand what the tool's use is, I don't think you'll create a bad habit from it.
How about less than 50% of your usage with that? How about
Yeah,
less than
sure.
50%, for sure less.
Yeah.
But maybe 25% would be better. I guess
For sure.
depending on where you're at.
Yeah, depending on where you're at in your skill level. Yeah, just understand why, like what the tool is that you're using and why you're using it. And then I think that'll give you an idea of like when to stop.
Sure. Another fun concept is you could use a whole black pacer, then
Mhm.
you could use a half a black pacer,
Mhm.
then you could use a quarter of a black pacer for a while, and then have nothing.
Yeah, I like that.
As another idea, but just like look smaller, and it's like, oh, it's not even there anymore.
Dude, just like looking at this target that there's a big ass hole in because we've been shooting the center out of it. But
Yeah.
like for what I did for a little while anyway is cut a tiny hole in the target and look at the berm in back of the target through the hole.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's yeah, I mean very similar concept, but I saw pretty good results doing that. I actually noticed myself doing that at a class where I demoed doubles. It was like all the way back to 30, and then we went and looked at the hits, and it was like I had one Charlie over here to like the right or something, then everything else was centered up. And what I noticed I was doing throughout that drill was like trying to look through the hole that I had created in the target, shooting doubles. But I think similar type of concept, like what you're trying to do with your eyes is look down there, not up here. And I think the more that you can do that, the better off you will be, and the easier everything will be for you. Because I think visual piece is pretty powerful.
100%. Dude, I think we did it.
We did it.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys like, share, subscribe, all that nonsense that I'm supposed to ask you to do.
All that garbage.
All that garbage. It's what it is.
It is.
I don't like be like, hey guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, like all that. Whatever.
He'll leave the coupon
It is
codes
what
in
it
the description.
There you go.
A whole list.
Now, I do appreciate all the engagement with the channel, and feel free to drop any questions you have, or if there's anything we didn't go into enough details or assumptions we made, feel free to drop your questions below. If it's something easy to answer, one of us will just answer it with a quick sentence. But if it's something like this, that, let's be real, I'm too lazy to type all this out.
Mhm.
Instead, we'll just make a video talking about it. So appreciate you guys watching, and have a good day.